Guys, time is the only resource that we can't get more of. And I want to commit as much time as possible to putting out content that helps more people just like you. The only way that I can do that is if you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Please give me feedback and help me help you.
So I'm calling in?
Yep.
Bring.
Hello, this is Johnny with Medicare Gurus.
Yes, my name is Martha Milam, and I'm calling because I'm looking into some insurance. I'm getting ready to retire.
Okay, great. So how old are you, Martha? When's your date of birth?
Well, I'm not old. I'm 62 young.
Okay, great. So you're looking for some under 65 health insurance right now. So my first option would be the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. Do you mind telling me how much you make per year?
I'm not sure I want to give that over the phone.
Okay, it's totally fine. This is just for a quote to see how much you would be paying per month.
Why do you need my income?
Because it goes off of household income and household size to determine how much of a subsidy you're going to get from the government.
Okay. Well, I was talking to the school. I work, a few counties over from you guys, and I'm going to get my Blue Cross Blue Shield, but I'm not sure, if it's the right deal for me. So that's why I called to see if there's any other options.
Okay, well, it sounds like, to me that might be a good option. How much are you going to be paying for it?
Well, right now, I'm only paying $200 a month, but they said I could do Cobra, and I'm not sure if what it's going to be quite yet.
Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do this. What are you expecting to draw a month after you retire?
Well, I think it's about $20,000 a year.
Okay, so if I plug that in here, and how many people are living in your house?
It's going to be 3. And I got one in college, too. She's 22.
Okay, so,
Just say you.
Okay,
Just say
just
you.
me only?
Because you probably knocked yourself into no subsidy category right away with that.
Okay. So, I'm by my lonesome, Mr. Johnny.
Okay. All right. So we definitely
want to move in.
So we're gonna plug that in here. One person in the household, $20,000 yearly income. So we got you a subsidy of about a little under $700 a month. So it's looking like it's gonna be about $195 a month. The thing about this is it does cover pre-existing conditions. This is a $0 deductible plan. So you would have some copays when you go to the doctor of a $60 copay. Specialist copay would be about $150, and then you would never pay any more than $28 for your generic drugs. How does that sound?
Well, it's a lot, for sure, to take in. So it's how much again?
$195 per month. So you really just have to kind of compare your options and see which one you think is best for yourself. One thing to consider about this plan is it is an HMO plan. So you have to stay within a network of doctors. And this is an Ambetter plan, and Ambetter is very good in this area, so they are very well accepted in that network.
Will my doctors take it?
Who is your doctor?
Well, I have a few.
Okay, well, let's just look them up real quick.
Fast forward, yeah, they all take it.
They all take it.
Okay.
So that's great. So now that we've got your doctors out of the way, and we know that they accept the plan, and it's $195 a month. It does cover any pre-existing conditions, $0 yearly deductible, and we went over your copays. You just really have to compare it to that current Blue Cross Blue Shield plan and decide which one is best for you, Martha.
Well, that 190 sounds a little high. I'm retiring. I'm on a fixed income, Johnny. And you sound like a great guy. Maybe we could go out to dinner and we could talk about it?
I'm okay.
I've never had somebody say that. Let's just okay. So
made it real awkward.
you're
right
sexier than me.
No, I'm not.
So Cobra. What I would go back to is when they talk about Cobra. I was like, well, it'd be nice to know what your Cobra is going to cost, but typically, we see Cobra for a 62-year-old female being somewhere between $600 and $800, depending on where they're retiring from, a month. So that way you're comparing it to something. Because right now, they don't even know what their Cobra is, so they're going to go back and be like, let me just see what that Cobra costs.
But if it's retirement, is that Cobra?
He said Cobra.
Oh, I thought he said Blue Cross Blue Shield.
He said Blue Cross Blue Shield, which would be Cobra.
Okay.
So Cobra,
Y'all trying to
I
say
don't
Cobra
know
is
too much about it.
okay. So I know that's why I wanted you to role play.
Appreciate that.
Cobra, Cobra is an extension of your group coverage for up to 18 months, but they're not extending the same price that you had when you were an active employee. They're just saying that you can keep that coverage. Now, something to note, there are some rules on how long you can keep it with Medicare and it actually be credible coverage to avoid having to pay any penalties. But since we're talking about under 65 health, Miss Martha could keep it for 18 months. It's just always expensive. I've never seen Cobra be like the cheapest route for somebody. Well, I take that back. Occasionally, if they're making a substantial amount of money and they don't qualify for any subsidy with the Affordable Care Act, it'll be right around the same cost or maybe a little bit better. But most of the time, somebody's going to get a better deal on it. Now, one of the things that I would do is also when you're looking at those zero deductible plans, I don't know, in the one that you're thinking of in your head, did it have a higher maximum out of pocket?
It had $8,550.
So you definitely want to mention that. Because the way the plan sounded was great. So what like Rob would do would be say, well, you have a zero deductible and the plan's going to pay 60% right away, and that 40% is capped at a whopping $8,400. But we can get you some additional coverage called hospital indemnity and critical illness coverage that will make it where in most scenarios you would have that paid for you. Most of the scenarios that would, amount to a bill being that high, we could have that paid for you. And all together with your ACA plan and this additional coverage, you would, and I think he calls it a gap plan, but like it would be X amount, $250 a month.
$235 a month.
Yes, you would go ahead and quote that in like as a bundle because it's easier to think of it that way. And you're going to sell a lot less of it if you say 190 plus 60. People are like, I'll just keep my 60 and I'll go to Outback and hope I don't get sick.
Yeah, I do that for a couple of reasons. One, because it's easier to take away than it is to add. So even when I get that commitment saying I'm all in with that, even if we get down to the nitty gritty, which we want to make this very clear, I do go over exactly what they get, but I wait to the very end when I get that full commitment. So I give the whole premium with that.
Yeah, we want them to buy. We want them to be okay with a certain price point before we go in and break it down. Because with under 65 health, and this is why a lot of people want to know what the price range is from the get-go. So somebody calls in and they have no health coverage at all, and they're like, "Well, I'm getting older. I think it's time for me to be smart and have some health insurance in case something happens." Well, has anything health-wise happened to make you feel like you need to do that? And a lot of times they'll say, no, I'm just, I have an aunt, they just got diagnosed with cancer, it's just more on my mind lately. Well, first thing you want to do with those people is say, well, the best thing for me to do, the best way I can help you is a multitude of options, is to know what you anticipate your budget being for health insurance. Sounds like an awkward question because a lot of people would say, well, you tell me what it costs and I'll tell you what my budget is. But that's hard to do. I could sell you a damn hospital indemnity plan only for $150 a month, or I could sell you Affordable Care Act plans that have a sliding scale, or I can sell you short-term medical, major medical. I can sell you short-term major medical with an add-on. So you have to tell them like there's so many different options, and we have to be able to cater the plan to meet your needs, but also fall within your budget. So what is your budget? So you have to ask for that budget now. In a case where somebody's retiring, you find out what they've already been paying. He said he was paying $200. So then he had been paying $200 before. He doesn't know what Cobra's going to cost. So if you say $190, I doubt his response will be like, $190 is kind of expensive. Well, hell, it's $10 cheaper than what they're giving it to you for working full time for, And of course, that's how I talk to him too. Well, hell, it's already cheaper than what you're paying already. What the hell are you? But no, I said, well, has the $200 been a budget crunch for you? And, a legitimate concern there would be, well, my income is going to go down, so I was hoping the cost of my health insurance would go down. But it doesn't always go that way, and that's why they're looking to see if they can retire at 62 or 65. You're just helping them through that conversation. Just remember, too, like if they decided to keep working, you would, if you help them through that decision and we're a great resource, when they turn 65 in 3 years, Jeff, how long has the last 3 years has gone by pretty quick for you, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So 3 years from now, they're turning 65. It's going to feel like it was 6 months ago. So you want to make sure that pipeline is stuffed, for 3 years out. So, all right.